but I'm doing it, for a greater cause, which is, money.
I'm doing this 100 days for money.
They come in, and when they do some kind of crime like that, they leave quickly and there's no real repercussions for them.
Take Ice Poseidon, for example. After raking in millions from streaming in South Korea and Japan, he disappeared so completely, it's like he was never even there. Yep, you heard that right. Ice Poseidon cashed out overseas and then dropped off the map. In a newly released documentary by Alex Novel about Johnny Somali, Ice Poseidon reveals just how fast IRL streaming can turn into a money-making machine, basically by pushing boundaries and crossing lines. He didn't say it was about harassing people, but let's be real. We all know how Ice Poseidon made his fortune. The key thing to understand here is this. Ice Poseidon is pretty much the only one who came out on top from the whole South Asian IRL streaming chaos. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how they managed to wreck South Korea and Japan. If you've been paying attention, you probably noticed Vitaly heading to the Philippines, and that move wasn't random. He followed Ice Poseidon's lead. At the time, Ice was deep into a 100-day challenge. Survived streaming in South Korea and Japan for a huge payout from Kick. Since Vitaly was also a Kick streamer, he decided to jump on the wave and head to the Philippines too. As you probably know by now, Vitaly ended up getting detained in the Philippines, and things aren't looking good for him. There's even a real possibility he could be deported. And then there's Johnny Somali. He came to Japan, stirred up chaos with his nuisance streams, then headed to South Korea, where things completely fell apart for him. But Ice Poseidon? He's the one who somehow slipped through all the cracks without ever facing any serious consequences. So how did Ice Poseidon manage to dodge the fallout? Simple. He wasn't reckless like Johnny or Vitaly. Ice Poseidon played it smart. Instead of getting his own hands dirty, he brought a whole squad of nuisance streamers with him. But while they were out there causing trouble, Ice stayed in the background, keeping a clean image, acting like just another harmless IRL streamer. He let them take the heat while he played innocent. As many of you already know, Ice Poseidon, often dubbed the king of chaos streamers, is basically the one who created the entire nuisance streaming scene. He's the guy who pulled off that notorious 100-day IRL stream across South Korea and Japan, doing questionable stuff that seriously damaged how both countries were perceived. And when the Japanese community finally decided to push back and take legal action, what did he do? He didn't stick around to face the consequences. He packed up and fled to South Korea. Then, once he secured the bag, he bailed from there too. And this isn't just speculation. Ice Poseidon admitted it himself in a recent documentary covering streamers like him and Johnny Somali. He openly acknowledged that all the chaos was for one thing: money.
But I'm doing it, for a greater cause, which is, money.
I'm doing this 100 days for money, because I like money. And if I stream for 100 days, I make a lot of money.
The viewers donate money to have a conversation with me. They'll send money to have it read on stream.
Did you catch that? He literally admitted it. Everything he did was for the money. At this point, it's obvious. Nuisance streamers like these only care about one thing: cash. They don't care who they disrespect or how much chaos they stir up. It's all about clout, drama, and fast donations. Take Johnny Somali, for example. He tried to follow in Ice Poseidon's footsteps doing the same reckless stuff, but ended up destroying himself in the process. And here's the kicker. He didn't even make half the money Ice did. What's even more ridiculous? That whole feud between Johnny Somali and Ice Poseidon, completely staged. The online beef? The fake drama? It was all a play for views, attention, and viral moments. But this time, it didn't work. The plan flopped. Ice Poseidon even tried to distance himself from Johnny afterward, acting like he's above it all.
Johnny Somali is a scumbag, and I don't want to hang out with him. I have boundaries, and some people cross those boundaries, and I don't associate with those people. They give my genre that I've popularized a bad name. I did popularize the genre.
When I made videos about Ice Poseidon in the past, a lot of people jumped in the comments saying, he's not a nuisance streamer. But that's exactly where Ice Poseidon played it smart. He didn't do the messy stuff himself. He brought nuisance streamers with him. Remember that incident where one of his team members threw an ice ball at a Japanese man? That sparked a major controversy. But while his team took the heat, Ice stayed in the shadows. No one really held him accountable, even though he was the one pulling the strings. This is the same guy who openly bragged about how much money he made off the Japanese audience.
Yeah, to your country. Yeah, I made millions of dollars in your country. I made millions of dollars in your country.
And if you watched my last video, you already know. Ice Poseidon's own teammate, the one involved in the nuisance streaming chaos in Japan, was closely tied to Johnny Somali. In fact, Johnny has said multiple times that Ice Poseidon is his master, the one who taught him how to do this type of nuisance live streamer gang known as CX.
Criminal nuisance live streamer gang called CX. I am a high-ranking member in the black sheep of the family. We are ran by our top leader, Ice Poseidon. He's the leader of CX and Miskiff, the leader of OTK. We are part of a live streaming international criminal mafia of nuisance streamers that have came to Japan to bring you freedom, to bring you American values. You will never stop us.
Now remember, Johnny Somali couldn't even get out of South Korea with $1 million. But Ice Poseidon? He managed to escape Asia with millions in his pocket, and then had the audacity to brag about it, like it was some huge accomplishment. Now he's out here claiming he has boundaries? Please. If you think back, even South Korean streamers publicly called him out for being a chaos streamer, and he flat out denied it. He never once admitted to wrecking the streets or causing trouble. In fact, South Korean lawyers made it clear. What Ice Poseidon and his crew did wasn't just questionable, it was outright insane. Doctors, attorneys, regular citizens all spoke out. You can see them saying it for yourself in videos. And they all agreed. Ice Poseidon and his team created chaos, trashed public spaces, and brought embarrassment to the country, all for the sake of a few donations and viral clips.
Ice Poseidon seems to have a skill in attracting very bad people. If we look at Ice Poseidon's crew, if they're not doing insane stuff, they don't get the same viewers as other people. They kind of try to outdo each other, and they just snowball into worse and worse behaviors. They think they're very intelligent. These are all very unintelligent, very unsophisticated, rough, crass, plebeian people. The Black Day fella, he just went and punched someone in the face for no apparent reason. They come in, and when they do some kind of crime like that, they leave quickly and there's no real repercussions for them. But if they can make legislation, then it's much easier to then attack people like Ice Poseidon, who are very sneaky in the way that they do things. Other individuals that are covering Johnny are also looking at Ice Poseidon, but they're, I think, taking their time to make sure that they have the proper evidence before they scare him off.
And honestly, I agree with that approach completely. Just think about all the shady things these nuisance streamers have done, and yet they keep getting away with it. No real punishment, no accountability. And that's why other streamers feel more and more confident doing the same kind of stunts. They see the chaos, the clout, the cash, and the fact that no one steps in, so they keep pushing the line further every time. The worst part? If nothing is done, the image and reputation of countries like Japan and South Korea get damaged in the process. So why haven't South Korea and Japan taken stronger action against these chaos creators? That's the real question. And don't be fooled. Ice Poseidon may be back in the US now, but his influence is still very active in Japan and South Korea. Yep, you heard that right. He's still winning in Japan. His team is still there, still following the same playbook, causing chaos in public spaces just to rack up views and donations. Just go watch my last video. Another nuisance streamer literally got into a public fight with another chaos streamer in Japan, all for clout. And who's ultimately responsible? Ice Poseidon. He's the original blueprint. Even if he's not physically in South Korea anymore, you really think he's not still giving directions behind the scenes? He's still pulling strings. No question. So here's the bottom line. If South Korean and Japanese authorities don't start cracking down on these nuisance streamers, the problem is only going to grow. The next wave of chaos streamers will continue to exploit these countries, all for money and internet fame. So what do you think? Isn't it time for these chaos creators to finally face real consequences? Or are we just going to keep watching from the sidelines?
Yeah, out of your country. Yeah, I made millions of dollars in your country. I made millions of dollars in your...
We are ran by our top leader, Ice Poseidon. He's the leader of CX and Miskiff, the leader of OCK. We are part of a live